Hello and welcome to the Matrix Live Fitness Workout. We're going to go for a fantastic workout. We've got some conditioning exercises, we've got some core exercises, and we've got some exercises that are going to push your fitness as well. You just need a little bit of space around you. And what we'll do is I'll do every repetition with you. We'll do 3 rounds of exercises, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds recovery, straight from one exercise to the other, and I will coach you all the way as well. Let's begin by getting you for a little bit of a warm-up. Start to open up your arms across your body. Just start to create a little bit of mobility through the shoulder and through the chest joint. And now from the upper body, let's take you down to the lower body where we're going to pivot off your feet, rotating your arms at shoulder height, getting a bit of mobility around from the ankle, the hips, and through the upper spine. Creating good movement will help you get a better workout as well. Now let's take you into a little bit of a squat position. So I want you to lower your hips down towards your heels. And as you're doing this one, start to think about sinking a little bit lower of each repetition. As you sink your hips a little bit lower, you can start to feel the work coming into the thighs, where we can start to improve your strength and conditioning with every repetition. Now let's take you into a step back lunge. So a large step back, lower the back knee down towards the floor, step feet together. And each time you go into this movement, think about controlling and being stable so you don't lose your balance. So take your time, get the range of movement to begin with. The heart rates will start to increase as we go into the next few exercises. So at this point, we're just focusing on making controlled movements to prepare your body for the workouts that we've got coming up. Okay, next up, I want you to imagine you've got a skipping rope. And I want you literally just to jump that skipping rope, starting to get your heart rates up a little bit more now. This is where if you wear any heart rate monitors, you'll start to feel like your heart rate is going up. You might be able to see those numbers increasing. And we're just going to start to prepare you for some potential progressions of exercises where you can start to jump off the floor. Let's take that movement from side to side. This will help get all of those intrinsic muscles around the feet all ready to push off the floor, where you can start to increase your power and tone on the legs as well. Now let's start to scissor those feet forwards and backwards. And as you start to scissor those feet, this not only helps to challenge your coordination, but continues to build your heart rates up bit by bit, which means that we are ready for some of those great conditioning exercises that we've got coming up in our first round. Okay, just loosen your arms up here. Bring your hands out to the side of your head. I want you to jab, cross, jab, switch the feet over, and then again, jab, cross, jab. Now, as you throw these straight punches forward, I want you to pivot from your feet and connect all the muscles all the way to your fists. So this is where your feet work from your calves, your hamstrings, your quads, your glutes, all the way through your core, up to the back and shoulder muscles. So everything is starting to get prepared for some force as we start to move your body with some power. Okay, just loosen up those arms. Let's take you into some jumping jacks here. So just starting to get your heart rates up a little bit higher again and start to change direction. So your arms are moving up and down, your legs are moving out wide. This not only increases your heart rate and helps you prepare for some of the big movements, and especially the first exercise today, a little bit of side-to-side movement as well. Okay, just loosen up the arms and legs here. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take a push-off lunge. So we're going to take your feet over to one side. I want you to reach your arms up high, and I want you to drive your knee up 3 times. Pivot your feet over to the opposite side. And again, as you reach your arms high, bring your arms down and drive your knee up. This will then start to challenge that range of movement and to prepare you for the workout we've got coming up. Good. Reach those arms high, drive your knees up, pivot over to the opposite side. Excellent. This will start to help prepare you for some of our lunges, but also this flexion and extension is a really good way to start to stretch through the hip and keep your heart rates up high. Okay, last one's over onto this side. And relax out. Now let's take you through your first exercise. It's going to be called a speed skater. This is a dynamic exercise moving from one side to the other. So you're going to push with traveling with your arms, push from one side to the other. And each time your foot can tap down into the floor, or you can hold the foot off the floor. So you've got a few options. We'll start in 10 seconds. This will be 45 seconds of work. And then you have 15 seconds before we go down to the floor for a press up and thruster exercise. Let's get those speed skaters started. Let's go. So pushing from one side to the other, trying to get your heart rates up here. This is one of my favorite exercises to help tone up the glutes. So if you're a sports player and you change direction, if you're just looking for a little bit more tone in those legs, push from side to side, big dynamic movement, use the arms. And what you're really focusing on here is pushing off the floor. So you actually do travel rather than just move from side to side. Make it a dynamic movement. Try to challenge yourself. You've got just over 10 seconds to go. Let's keep pushing those heart rates up. See if you can travel a little bit further. Your body is ready to move that a little bit more. Let's give it a challenge if we can. And relax there. 15 seconds recovery. We're going to go down to the floor. Now, the next exercise we've got is a press-up thruster. So a couple of options here. You can do a press-up on your knees, or you could do a full press-up. Then you're going to jump your legs in, back out, and then if you want to, return onto your knees to do the press-up. Let's get going. 45 seconds. So press up, jump your legs in and out, knees back to the floor, and try to lower your chin, chest, and hips down towards the floor in one movement. Good work. Now just keep that range of movement. So we're getting down deep towards the floor. Be powerful through those arms as you push yourself back out of position. With 15 seconds left, I'm going to start to challenge a little bit more of a full press up, but you pick the intensity that you want to work to. Deep range of movement if you can. Last repetition and relax there. Great job. Okay, now the next exercise we've got is called an explode. This is a dynamic exercise focusing on the legs. So from the upper body, now down to the legs. This explode, you go from a deep squat position, jump your feet together and reset them into that deep squat. Let's get moving. So you're just exploding off the floor and then jump your legs in and out. Quick repetitive movements, just so we can challenge your heart rates as much as possible. So you just sink your hips down towards your heels, making sure your weight is equal between both feet. Now you're over halfway. Can you keep this tempo going? If you need to stop, just shake the legs out, but then come back again. Try and keep that tempo going. Last 10 seconds. See if you can pick up the speed a little bit more. And relax there. Great job. Okay. Now we repeat all of those exercises again. Now we try to challenge you a little bit more. Speed skaters up first, so create a little bit of distance to travel from. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Big dynamic movement. Try to push off from one side to the other. The foot can tap down in the middle, or you can hold the foot off the floor. You pick the level. One works a little bit more stability. One is a little bit more stable. So try to challenge yourself. If you can take that foot off the floor, just holding that little bit of balance from side to side is great. Big range of movement. Keep that driving dynamic position. I always like to use my arms to create some momentum. It just allows me to facilitate that deacceleration. As I move from one side, it pauses, and then I push off to the other side as well. And relax there. Great job. Okay, next exercise, back down to the floor. Press ups with the thruster. So you pick the intensity that you want. If you would like to do your full press ups the whole way through, come and join me. If you want to go back to your half press ups, that's fine as well. Let's get you all set and off we go. Lowering the chin, chest all the way down towards the floor. Be strong as you push back up in a plank position. Then jump those legs in and out. Good work. Now you're well over halfway. If you're finding those press-ups again challenging, you can go down to the knees if you need to. 10 seconds of work to go. And relax there. Great job. Okay, last exercise in this round is your explodes. So let's just move the mat out of the way a little bit. I'm keeping it nearby because we're going to go down to the core, which will be on the floor coming up. So the explodes, that squat, jump in and out. Let's get you ready in 3, 2, 1. From that squat, jump the feet in, reset back into that deep squat position each time. And it's all about the tempo in this one. If you can keep a rhythm, keep the speed up, then you're really going to start to feel those legs begin to burn a little bit. And that's when you know you're working hard, but that's when the calories are burning, the tone of the muscles are working, and that's where all the benefits come from. So keep that speed and tempo up if you can. You're doing a great job. Just keep that tempo going. Last 5 seconds, not long to go. And relax there. Great job. Let's take it down to the floor for the core. Line down flat onto your backs. We're going to do a V-sit to begin with. Arms are extended, legs are long. Exhale as you reach up. Off we go. Breathe out as you reach up towards your toes. Inhale as you lower yourself back down. It's all about conditioning here. So try not to use any momentum. I want you to be slow and steady with your movements here. Now your heart rates are going to start to drop down because you're led onto the floor. But if you want to make this a little bit easier, bring your knees to elbows together, just like this. Each time making sure your lower back is pressed against the floor. But if you can keep the progressions of extending the arms up, then that's great. Last 5 seconds of work to come. And relax there. Now let's turn you over onto your front. The next exercise is called a mountain climber. So we're going to be in a high press-up position, and you're going to walk your knees in and out underneath the chest so that we can start to challenge your core a little bit more. Let's go straight into this one. So shoulder blades back and down, eyes looking down at the imaginary line between your fingertips or at the top of the mat if you're using one. And just walk your knees underneath your body. The whole goal here is to work with some stability in the shoulders, and then walking your knees in and out challenges your core as you have to transfer the shift of weight from one foot to the other. And also, just holding this braced position can challenge your core as well. Last 5 seconds, keep steady. Doesn't have to be a run, and relax there. Let's take you down onto your side. We're going to do a side plank. So elbow underneath your shoulders. You're going to have your feet stacked upon each other, and you're going to hold yourself up for 20 seconds, and then we'll repeat onto the opposite side as well. Starting in 3, 2, 1, up we go. Reach up high, hold that strong position. So that's it. Keep pushing the hip up high. Keep reaching your hand up high towards the ceiling. Trying to hold that position. Try not to let the hips start to sag down at all. Now, after 20 seconds, we're going to do a really quick transition in 3, 2, 1, over to the opposite side. Quick pivot on the hips, elbow down on the floor, feet stacked, and straight up into that 20-second plank on the opposite side. Great work. Nice quick transition. I'm a big fan of holding short, sharp, strong planks rather than holding them for a long period of time. I'd rather you work really hard on holding that strong position straight away than just waiting for the seconds to count down and you're just trying to stay still. Make it very active and work. Okay, next up, we're going to do those V-sits again. So let's lie down flat, on the back, arms above your head, legs are out long, making sure you exhale as you reach up, breathing out. Let's go. Breathe in as you lower yourself back down, and then repeat, but with control. Never want to collapse down in position. Just keep moving in a steady tempo. Remember, you can always shorten the arms and the legs to make that work a little bit more accessible. But keep a steady movement here. Good. Last 10 seconds of work to go, making sure the shoulder blades are coming off the floor. Reach up. So think about lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. And relax there. Good work. Let's turn you over. Climbers. Same thing again, holding a strong press-up position. Just walk your knees in and out. We don't want to run because what happens is you start to use some momentum and that starts to make you lose your good position as well. Let's go for it. Shoulder blades back and down. Make the shoulders do the stability work. Brace for your core. And then it's just about walking your knees underneath the body and letting that movement challenge your core stability and engagement. Steady move. Good, you're doing a great job here. Keep this working. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. Keep working strong. If you need to take a little breather, count to 3, then start again. And rest there for me. Okay, let's go down to those side planks. Elbow underneath the shoulder, feet stacked upon each other. We'll do 20 seconds and then a very quick transition. You get 5 seconds of that transition, then over to the opposite side. Starting again in just over 3, 2, and off we go. Reach up, hold strong. Keep pushing your hip up high. It's not just about staying still, it's about making this active. So think about squeezing your butt cheeks together. Think about reaching your hand high, keeping the height of your hips up. Just give me another 5 seconds here, then we've got that quick transition over to the opposite side. And rest there. Here's that quick transition. Pivot on the floor if you can. Feet stacked. Let's go straight into this. Hold up high. Now, if you find that holding this position is getting challenging, that top foot is the one that comes in front, just to give you a little bit more stability if you need it. Keep holding that strong position if you can. Focus on really thinking about pushing your hip up high, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling, and relax there. Okay, let's bring you back up to a standing position. It is time to challenge your fitness now. We've done your conditioning. We've done your core. Now it's time for the heart rates to be pushed up high. First exercise is called a lunge push-off. We'll take you down into a lunge position. I want you to hop up, driving your knee taut. Let's join in and let's get you moving. So this is an athletic position. Drive that knee up high, reset yourself back down, and then go again. Big range of movement. Think about using those arms, a bit like we did the speed skater. The arms move in a natural running position, just so you can control the movement on the way down and drive movement on the way back up. Think about pushing off that floor. This is where that warm-up of skipping helps. You push off of that floor, explosive movement, creating power. And relax there. Good job. We will do the other side. We've just got a couple of exercises before we get there. Next up is a bear crawl. So we're going to move across the floor. If you don't have much space, you can just move back and forwards. I'm going to use as much space as it feels comfortable today. From this hand position, opposite hand and opposite leg move at the same time. Your goal is to try and keep the back straight. And I would recommend taking small movements rather than taking such large movements where you start to change your position of your back. So keep control. Good work. Just keep a steady rhythm going. There's no rush. It's all about keeping the body under tension here. So strong for the shoulders, strong around the hips. It's a great exercise for challenging a lot of muscles without having to make them push or pull. They still do a lot of engagement work. Okay, and rest there. Now, the last exercise that we're going to do today is a burpee. So I've got two options for you. You walk out, walk in, and stand up, or you join me for 3 jumps where you put your hands on the floor, you jump out, you jump in, and then you jump up. Come and join me, 45 seconds of work. Jump out, jump in, jump up if you can. Take the walking option if you need to. I would just want you to do as much work as you feel comfortable with. Make it those big jumps up at the top. Use your arms, push high. Make it an explosive movement. As this is your final exercise, we are going to repeat these exercises, but I want you to push yourself as much as you can. 10 seconds of work to come. You're almost there. Finish line's in sight. Relax there. Okay, let's get those lunges done on the opposite side. So take yourself down into a lunge position. You've got that split squat position here, and make sure that you're doing the opposite side. That's critical. Starting in 3, 2, off we go. Drive your knee up, step back, and repeat. Big range of movement. Keep pushing yourself. You're doing a great job if you're staying with me. Try and drive those knees up. Make it as powerful as you can. See if you can really drive the knee and push off the floor, and then just control that movement on the way down. Back knee still loads down towards the floor. And then reset it. Got 10 seconds left to go. You can feel your heart rates are up. Mine's sitting just around about 155 beats per minute at the moment. You're doing a good job. Okay, relax there. Bear crawls and burpees to finish with. Stick with me, team. Let's get you down onto the floor. We start in 8, 7. Bear crawls in 4. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Lift the knees up. Let's go. Small steps. Keep the control. If you don't have much room, just travel forwards and backwards. It can only be 30 seconds of work here. So just keep moving. It's not far. You don't need to do a lot of work. It's just about keeping the muscles working. And then burpees to finish with. Opposite hand and opposite leg at the same time. Last 10 seconds here. Keep the shoulders, keep the hips doing the work. Keep the thighs and keep the shoulders doing a lot of stability work here. And relax there. Okay, the last exercise. Then I'm going to take you through a little bit of yoga poses just to help cool and calm the body down. Starting in 5 seconds for these burpees. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Jump out, jump in, jump up. Great power as you reach up into the air. Big range of movement, quick speed, anything you can do now to try to challenge yourself. It is literally just you and that finish line in sight. You have 15 seconds left to go. Bring it home for me now. As much range, as much height as possible. Keep that tempo up. Can we get one more in? 3, 2. Great job. Really good, really good. Grab your mats, grab a drink if you need one. Meet me down on the floor. We're going to take you through some up dogs and down dog positions. Just to help stretch out for the body as well. Okay, first up is an up dog. Hands underneath your shoulders. I'm going to rest my knees onto the floor. And I'm just going to lower my hips down. Roll my shoulder blades back and down. Eyes look up. Then from here, tuck your toes under. Push through your hands and lift your hips high. Eyes look towards your toes. I'll just pedal the heels here. Now let's go back into an up dog, but this time without the knees touching the floor. So lift your chin, chest up, roll the shoulder blades back and down. You can start to feel the stretch through the front of the hips, and you feel a curve in your lower spine. Let's go the opposite direction. So downward facing dog, lift your hips high, leaning forwards. Now don't worry about walking your feet, but think about lowering the heels towards the floor. Pull your hips up towards the ceiling. Be active through your shoulders to help you get there. And then take one foot, swing that foot over towards your hand. And I want you to reach the hand up high. Think about pushing the back heel away, trying to create as much length and stretch through the body as possible. This is the world's greatest running stretch. Bring the hand down inside the foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Then swing your foot through to the opposite side and again reach high. Push the back heel away, lengthening through the body. Same thing, bring the hand down. Step back to downward facing dog one last time. Now rest your knees to the floor. Bring your toes together and just drop your heels and your hips close together. Think about walking your fingertips forwards to feel a stretch down through the sides of your back. Okay, let's slowly bring you up to a standing position. So tuck your toes under, roll up through the spine as you come up to a standing position. Just loosen up through your upper body. Now from here, we're going to take you through an upper back stretch. So link your hands together, push your arms away in front of you. And I want you to imagine you've got a giant inflatable ball. And if you were to blow into that ball, the ball would get wider, so your elbows move further apart. Your hands move away from your chest. And then from here, link your hands together, lift the chin and chest up tall. Think about moving the hands away from your lower back if you feel as if you can. And just release, shake out the body here. Now we're going to take you into a standing position where we're going to stretch one leg. So I'm going to ask you to balance here. If you want to hold on to something, you can do. But bring one foot into the palm of your hand. Have a slight bend in the standing foot and straighten through your spine. Now think about pushing your hip forwards and push the back foot in towards your hand. You just feel a deeper stretch coming through the thigh. And let's swap it over. Slight bend in the standing foot, lengthen through the spine, push the hip forwards, push the foot into the palm of your hand. Well done. Okay, and just loosen yourself up here. Thank you very much for joining me for this Matrix Fitness workout. I'll be back again at 5 o'clock this evening. So if you've been checking out the exercises and you want to join us then, it'll be great to see you again, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.